Hello everyone, this is Lee. This small box of a Beta65S drone, a brush hoop mini drones with a 65mm wheelbase. Electronic product. There are actually two versions of this drone. This is racing version, and another version is Huawei. In fact, the main difference between the two is in the motor and the propeller. Talking about the Huawei version, the kV value of motor will be lower, and in the racing version, has higher kV value and propeller will be lower, but the rest of the actual plane should be the same. Brought a set of propellers. And then, this is the drone parameter adjustment line. There are also for spare screws. There is one more. We can say it's a camera stand, or we can also say it's a hood. Then this is the plane. Let's take a look at this little drone first. The first feeling when I hold it in my hand is very, very light. And it's simple, clean, and exquisite. This looks the same 65mm wheelbase drone we flew before. In fact, the rack design is similar.
The most important thing is that the above cover seems to be a semicircular buckle on it.
But the drone is basically naked, and in its place is a similar, like an accessory for this. And the beauty of this design is that it's going to be incredibly lightweight, but the disadvantage is that the whole board will be relatively large if exposed. If you fly it outside, be careful for dew on the grass. You have to be extra careful. The current version of this camera holder should be redesigned, and the old version should look like this. There is no such triangular opening. There is no such strengthening rib at the back. The new version is definitely more resistant to flying, and the toughness will be better. The adjustment of its camera is also very interesting. Adjust the screw hole to control this angle of the raising of this camera. The racing version uses a particularly small cordless brush motor of 19,000 kilovolts. Look at this comparison with the little finger. Can you see it? It's such a delicate little guy. And then we looked at the hardware. His main control board is a 4-in-1 main control board. As you can see, the receiver is actually outside. The version of the receiver is a Versatile's own light. The main board has integrated for function. ESC flight control, OSD image transmission. But unlike the master board, we're familiar with it before. It's quite a triangle. Normally, we should have a cross layout and a square main board. I don't know what consideration this is in. Of course, that is to integrate this receiver on the board. The weight doesn't seem to make much difference. Maybe this board will be near for a friend in need. Of course, if you still use the knowledge of Black Sheep, then this is a version that can be exchanged for the timer. It should be that everyone will choose it. If everyone uses L's, then this version should be better. Then the camera uses one of Pictet's own cameras. You can see this picture transfer, it should be in this part, because this pigtail antenna came out of the trial here. And then, on the bottom, there is a modified plug for a battery. This will prevent the cable from breaking when we plug it back and forth. So it's a 180-degree line right now. In terms of hardware, the main control uses a STMG473 as a main chip. Then the gyroscope added with a version of the firmware of BF4.5. So these three things together. The hardware configuration of this should be a big upgrade than older drone itself. Well, if everyone says that the drone blows up, this accessory must be a necessity, including this rack and a propeller of the 1219S in various colors are available. It should look like this. This is a 3-lobe propeller with this little guy and Patek's latest power battery. In fact, compared to the previous blue version, it should be a big upgrade in the discharge rate. This considered a high-performance version. There are 2 types in total. One is 260 mAh and the other is 300 mAh. 260 battery will be lighter. It better for this drone. If you want to fly long, use 300 mAh. Just choose this according to your actual situation. After that, talking about the price of this little drone version without these accessories, the price is $93. I think in this class of drone, I feel that this price is very, very affordable. The advantage of the whole machine is that this drone is very evenly matched for everywhere when it comes out. Well, including the rack and above, these things must be a very good match. Maybe this parameter doesn't fly so aggressively, but it must be relatively stable. So I said so much. So in next video, we're going to fly this little drone. Let's experience his actual performance in detail. Stay tuned. And you like this little drone and its review, don't forget to like it. Also do share and subscribe too. Thank you.